The phone rang while I was folding laundry. Hello? Is this the residence of Michael Reed's? A man asked. I laughed. No, sorry. Wrong number. Are you sure? This is the number listed under Michael Reed's. Positive. This is the Walker residence, Ethan and I have lived here for 10 years. All right then, the voice said, curt, and hung up. I stared at the phone for a second. Weird. I walk into the kitchen where Ethan was scrolling through his emails. Some guy just called asking for Michael Reed's. I said, chuckling. He froze. You, okay? He looked up too quickly. What? Yeah, just sounds like a scam. I tilted my head. You're pale. He stood. I'm fine. That night, when he went to shower, I stared at our wedding photo. The smile on his face looked different now. Something in my stomach turned. I walked to our safe in the closet, the one we kept our important papers in. I opened it. Our marriage certificate, his birth certificate, social security card. But the names didn't match. I blinked. The marriage certificate said Ethan Walker, but the birth certificate said Michael Jonathan Reed's. I pulled everything out. Heart racing. IDs, insurance forms. I found an old tax form. Michael J. Reed's. I backed away. My breath sharp. When he came out of the bathroom, towel over his shoulders, I tried to sound normal. Hey, can I ask you something? Sure. Is there any reason your name would be on a document that says Michael Reed's? He paused. Where did you see that? Just in the safe. He sighed. I was going to tell you. Tell me what? It's a long story. Try me. He ran a hand through his hair. I changed my name legally before we met. I didn't think it mattered anymore. 12 years, Ethan, 12 years, and you never mentioned it. Because it's not who I am anymore. Then who are you, really? I'm your husband. Not the one I thought I married. He looked tired. Look, this isn't a big deal. People change names. Not when they have entire lives they're hiding. He stepped closer. You're overreacting. Am I? Then why did you freeze when that man called? He opened his mouth, but said nothing. I stepped back. Tell me the truth. I told you already. Michael Reed's doesn't exist anymore. I shook my head. Maybe he doesn't, but I think you do. He walked past me and into the bedroom. I'm going to sleep. We'll talk tomorrow. I stood alone in the hallway, the documents still clutched in my hand. My hands were shaking. I didn't sleep that night. I lay beside him, listening to his breaths, wondering which ones were lies. In the morning, Maya stopped by with coffee. Hey, you okay? You look like hell. I showed her the documents. She blinked. Who the hell is Michael Reed's? Apparently, my husband. She sat down slowly. Oh my God, I don't even know who I'm married to. Maya stared at me. This can't be real. Maybe there's an explanation. He had 12 years to explain. What are you going to do? Find out everything. She looked at me, worried. Be careful. I nodded. How heavy. The man in my bed had secrets, and I wasn't going to sleep again until I uncovered them all. Because if he wasn't Ethan Walker, who was he? And what else had he lied about? Meyer, he walked out. Just like that. She blinked. Wait, what do you mean walked out? Where did he go? I don't know, he said, too late, and left. No bag, no explanation. Maya narrowed her eyes. What exactly did you ask him? I asked him who he was. He looked at me like I kicked him. Then he smiled, like he pitied me. Okay, but maybe he has a reason, like witness protection, or some spy stuff. She tried to laugh. Maybe you married Jason Bourne, Myra? Stop. I'm serious, she sighed. I know, this is insane. Do you remember anything weird from the beginning? I nodded slowly. He never let me take pictures of him. Said he hated cameras. A lot of people hate cameras. He flinched when I mentioned his mom once. Said she died. But he never told me when or how. Maya leaned in. Go on. He canceled our trip to Arizona last year. Booked. Bags packed. Then, he said work emergency. No explanation. He never even unpacked his suitcase. Just shoved it in the attic. That's weird. You think there's something in it. Already checked. Just clothes. But Meyer, his ID, his social, all the documents. In our safe they say Michael reads. How did you not notice for 12 years? He never let me handle the paperwork. Always said he liked keeping things organized. I trusted him. She was quiet a second. I hate how normal that sounds. I dropped my head into my hands. What if I never really knew him? What if nothing was real? Okay, she said firmly. You need answers. First step, track him down. And say what? Hey, you lied to me about everything. Mind telling me why? Exactly that. That night, I waited. The house was too quiet. I kept checking the door, listening for footsteps. He didn't come back out when morning came. I texted him, please talk to me. No response. I called. Voicemail. I drove to his office. Sorry. The receptionist said, eyeing me with sympathy. Ethan's on an indefinite leave. Did he say why? She shook her head. Just, he handed in his keys and walked out. I drove home. Heart pounding. He was waiting in the kitchen. Ethan, I breathed. He looked tired. Hello, why? I asked. Because. You asked. He said. Who are you? He stared at the counter. You really want to know? Yes. He turned to me. That sad smile again. Too late. No, don't do that. You don't get to vanish. You don't get to ruin 12 years and walk out. You were happy. Why ruin it? Because I deserve the truth. He stepped forward. The truth hurts. You sure you're ready for that? Try me. His phone buzzed. He glanced at it, then back at me. Not now, Ethan, or Michael, or whoever you are. He winced. Tell me. He opened his mouth, closed it, then turned away. You were never supposed to find out. So you admit it. Your name isn't Ethan. He nodded once. That part of my life is over. It was never over. You brought it into our home, into our bed, into me. He touched the doorknob. I'm sorry for lying or for getting caught. Both. He walked out. This time, for real, I sank to the floor. My hands shook. My chest ached. Maya called. Did you talk to him? He left again. Said it was too late. Too late for what? The truth. Everything. You need to find out who Michael Reeds is. I will. I whispered. I have to. I'm coming over. Bring coffee. And maybe a fireproof heart. I got you. Always. I stared at the door he walked through. Who was the man I married? And why did he think I wouldn't find out? I tore through the drawers. Desperate. Sucks flew. Old receipts scattered. Where is it? I muttered, yanking open a closet. My heart beat thunder. Top shelf. A rusted box labeled Gurge. I hadn't seen it before. My fingers trembled as I pried it open. Tools, wrenches, screws, and under all photos. One fell out. Ethan, smiling, holding a woman close. A little girl between them, maybe 5 years old. They looked like a family. My necklace. The one Ethan gave me, our 5th anniversary, it was around the woman's neck. My stomach twisted. I grabbed my phone. Redialed the number from that night. It rang once, twice. Hello, a girl's voice. I need to know who Michael Reeds is, I said, trying to sound calm. A pause. Sorry, who is this? You called this number 2 nights ago? Looking for Michael Reeds. Another silence. That's my father, she said softly. My knees buckled. I sat down on the floor. Who are you? I'm Leela, and you must be the new wife. The words hit like glass in my chest. New wife, I repeated. I mean, technically, you'd be number 2. Unless he's married someone else since. I don't understand. Of course you don't. Her tone turned bitter. That's how he keeps it clean. Did he tell you we died in a car crash? Or that we just left him? There's a photo. A woman, you, him, the necklace. My mother's necklace. She snapped. Not his to give. I'm sorry, I whispered. I didn't know. No one ever does. He's good at that. I stared at the picture again. The woman Koreshi looked so alive, not like a memory. Where is your mother? I asked. She's gone. Dead. I said she's gone. Did he? I stopped. I couldn't say it. You really don't know who you married. Do you? I thought I did. I used to call him Dad, she said. Before I knew what that meant, I bit my lip. How long were they married? 15 years. He left when I was 7, no warning. Just didn't come home one day. My vision blurred. I tried to stand, but fell back against the wall. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, sorry doesn't fix what he broke. Do you know where he is now, you? Mean other than your house? I blinked. He's there, isn't he? I swallowed hard. Not right now. He left 2 nights ago, after I confronted him. Leela laughed bitterly. Sounds like him. Run first, lie later. What do? I asked. I didn't care how pathetic I sounded. Burn everything. She said, then start over without him. Is he dangerous to your heart? Definitely. She paused. I can't speak for anything else. But if you want answers, you'll have to dig. Can I meet you? I asked. Please. I don't know, she said. I spent years trying to forget his face. Then you called. I don't know what I want now. I gripped the photo in my hand. I need help. I'm not your therapist, she snapped. I'm just the first one he broke. I nodded even though she couldn't see me. I get it. I'm sorry. More silence. Then. I'll think about it. Click. I stared at the screen. The silence in the house was suffocating. I looked back at the photo. Cora's smile. Lila's little face. Ethan's arm around them like he belonged there. 12 years. He had smiled at me the same way. Said the same things. Promised the same forever. Who the hell did I marry? I put the photo down and wiped my eyes. The door creaked. I turned up. Maya stepped in. What happened? I held the picture up. His other life. Her mouth opened. Oh my God. Leela, his daughter. She called me the new wife. Maya sat beside me slowly. Do you believe her? I nodded. I heard it in her voice. And the woman. Cora, she's gone. Maya exhaled sharply. Do you think he? I don't know. But I'm going to find out. Are you scared? I looked at the photo again. I'm past scared. What now? I find everything he's hidden. And then I decide what to do with it. Maya squeezed my hand. You're not alone. I feel like I've been alone for 12 years. I whispered. Not anymore, she said. We figure this out together. I nodded, holding the photo tighter. Cora, Leela, me. 3 women. 1 man. 1 truth left to uncover. Leela, I asked, my voice small. She stood against the cafe window, arms crossed, sharp eyes, 10 shoulders. She didn't smile. That's me. I'm Elena. I know, we sat. I couldn't stop staring. Her jaw was Ethan's, her eyes, too. You look like him, I whispered. Don't say that, she snapped. Please, sorry. She sipped her coffee. I was 8 when my mom disappeared. He told me she left us. No note, no warning. Just vanished. Did you believe him? I was a kid. I didn't want to. But what choice did I have? My stomach twisted. And then, he remarried the next year. You, I guess, I flinched. He never mentioned any of this. Of course not. He's good at erasing people. Why didn't you come forward? We thought he killed her. My hand froze around my mug. There was no body, she continued. No evidence. No report. The cops didn't care. Oh my God, I searched. 4 years, but then I gave up. I couldn't keep chasing a ghost. You think he murdered her? I think he made her disappear. I stared at her. That's not the man I knew. Yeah, what did you know about him? I hesitated. He hated cameras, never talked about his past, always changed the subject when I asked about family. Exactly. She reached into her bag and pulled out a worn journal, my mom's. She said, sliding it toward me. I opened it slowly. Pages of cursive writing. Some smeared. She wrote almost every day, Leela said, until she didn't. What happened? Last entry was the day before she vanished. I flipped to the end. My hands were shaking. He's watching me. I think tonight is the night. My breath caught. This, I know. Have you shown this to the police? They laughed. Said it was paranoid. No evidence. Just scribbles. Jesus. Leela looked away. I used to dream about her coming home every birthday. Every Christmas. I'm so sorry. She met my eyes. I want answers. You do too. That's why we're here. I nodded. He left 2 nights ago. After I asked him who he really was, she smirked. What did he say? Too late. And walked out. That sounds like him. How did you survive this? I asked. I didn't. I build walls. You? Still figuring it out. She leaned forward. Do you still love him? I opened my mouth, then closed it. I don't know. That's honest. I looked at her. Why talk to me now? You're the only person who might be able to finish this. Finish what? The story, the truth. Whatever happened to my mom, it ends with him. I nodded. Then let's find it together. Leela smiled. Just a little. All right, I picked up the journal again. That last line burned into me. He's watching me. I never once thought to be afraid of Ethan. But now I wasn't so sure. His name's not Ethan. And it's definitely not Michael Reed's either. I blinked at Rick. The pie Maya helped me find. What? Rick pulled a folder from his coat. Jacob Wyatt, born in Ohio. Changed his name in 2009, illegally. My mouth went dry. That's the year we met. He nodded. 2 marriages, 1 divorce, 1 wife reported missing in 2010. My legs buckled. I grabbed the edge of the table. Missing. Disappeared without a trace. Police filed a report. But the case went cold. Her name, Cora Wyatt, no maiden name listed. Cora, Lila's mother. And there's more, Rick said. He was arrested in 2008. Record sealed. No details. But something big enough to hide. I stared at him. How is this even possible? He's been careful. No digital trail. Fake paperwork. Real charm. But cracks always show. I nodded slowly, gripping the folder. Thank you. Be careful. He warned. Men like him don't just lie, they erase. I left without a word. My fingers clenched the folder so tight the edges bent. I found Leela sitting on a bench outside the library. She looked up and saw my face. You found something? I sat beside her. His name is Jacob Wyatt. She didn't even flinch. I figured. He had 2 marriages. You know about Cora. The other was me. She stared ahead. And your mom was reported missing in 2010. 1 year after he married me. Her throat moved as she swallowed. Anything else? He was arrested. 2008. Sealed record. That's 2 years before she vanished. I nodded. Double quotes. So, what do we do? She asked. We find her. She met my eyes. Even if she's not alive, I paused. Especially if she's not. She looked down. I used to pretend she just got amnesia. Started a new life. Something softer. I reached for her hand. Maybe we'll find out. For real this time. I want to hate him, she whispered. But I want to know the truth more. Me too. Maya burst into my house before I even called her. You should have told me, she said, storming in. I just got off the phone with Rick. I didn't have the words yet. She paced. A fake name. Missing wife. Sealed record. Elena. He's not just a liar. He's a murderer. I don't know that yet. Are you serious? She snapped. What else do you need? Blood on the walls. I flinched. Don't. She softened. Then sighed. I'm scared for you. I'm scared too. Then act like it. I shook my head. I can't move. I keep hearing him. Hearing him. Too late. I whispered. He said it before he left. Just that. Nothing else. Maya frowned. You think it was a threat? I don't know. But it felt like one. Her voice dropped. Do you think he knows you're digging? I'm sure of it. We stood in silence for a long moment. Then I said, but I'm not stopping. Maya nodded. Good. Because neither am I. Rick found something. I told Wheeler, gripping the steering wheel. She looked up from her phone. What? A deed? In Jacob Wyatt's name. Cabin? Oregon? Do you think she's there? I swallowed hard. I don't know, but we're going. The drive took 8 hours. Mostly silence. Trees got denser. Roads narrower. When we pulled up, the cabin was gray, sunken, windows boarded, roof sagging. This looks abandoned, Leela said. Still his, I replied. The door creaked. Open with a nudge. The air was thick. Dust, mold, something else. Smells like death. She muttered. We searched everything. Every drawer, every closet, every floorboard. Nothing. Then I spotted a hatch under an old rug. Here, Leela stared. Is that a basement? I yanked the handle. It groaned. Steps led down into black. I'll go first, I said. I'm not staying up here alone. The flashlight flickered. The basement was colder. Sullen boxes, crates, broken furniture, then a tarp. I pulled it back. My breath caught. Bones, oh my god. Next to the pile, a bag, faded leather. Inside clothes, a necklace, and a ring. Leela gasped. That's her necklace. I held up the ring. Gold, worn. CW. Leela crumpled to the floor. It's her. It's my mom. I couldn't speak. My knees buckled. I sat on the cold concrete. I wanted to be wrong, she whispered. I wanted it to be anyone else. I couldn't breathe. And I slept beside him for 12 years. She looked at me, eyes shining. How did he hide this? I don't know. He made me believe he was safe, good, normal. He wasn't. No, he really wasn't. She reached for the necklace. I used to play with this when I was little. I thought it was magic. It is, I said softly. It brought you here. I wish it hadn't. I touched the ring. Do you think he buried her? No, she said. He kept her here. I stared at her. Why? Because he's sick. The silence buzzed in my ears. We have to call someone, I said. We will? Do you think he knew we'd come? She looked around. He didn't care. He thought no one ever would. I nodded slowly. But we did. She wiped her eyes. Thank you for believing me. I should have sooner. You couldn't have known. I looked at the bones. I think part of me did. Leela stood. Let's go. We can't stay here. I took one last look at the ring, the initials, the past. Then I followed her up the stairs. Are you sure you sent everything? I asked Rick. Hands shaking. Photos. Deed. Journal. Bones. All of it. They're building the case now. I looked at Leela. It's happening. She didn't blink. It better. The rest came faster than I expected. Rick called. They got him at work. Calm as a lake. We rushed to the station. I needed to see his face. Jacob no longer even stood behind the glass. Cuffed. He saw me and smiled. I knew you'd find it. My voice cracked. What? The cabin? The truth? You were always too curious. Leela stepped forward. You left her there to rot. He shrugged. Wasn't my first choice. I swallowed bile. Why? His smirk widened. Because I could. That's it, I whispered. That's everything. Leela's jaw tightened. You ruined 3 lives. He leaned forward. No, you all ruined mine. I shook my head. You lied. You murdered. I survived. Big difference. You don't get to play victim. Leela snapped. He looked at her, eyes cold. You're just like her. Dramatic. Emotional. Weak. Leela slammed her hand on the glass. She was your wife. She was in the way. I stumbled back. You're not even sorry. He leaned back in his chair. What would be the point? I stared through the glass. I loved you. You loved a mask, he said. That's on you. I couldn't breathe. You're a monster. No, he said, smiling. I'm free now. Not for long. Rick muttered beside me. The officer let us out. I didn't look back. In the parking lot. Leela lit a cigarette with trembling hands. I thought seeing him locked up would help. She whispered. Me too. He's still in control, even behind glass. I nodded. He knows exactly what he's doing. That night, I sat on Maya's couch, knees pulled to my chest. She wrapped a blanket around me. It's over. He's gone. He's not gone, I whispered. He's in everything. She pulled me closer. You found the truth. You got justice. I shook my head. I don't even know how to hate him properly. Maya didn't say anything, just held me. My tears soaked her shirt. Outside, sirens echoed far away. But inside, it was quiet, finally. They confirmed it, I asked. Though I already knew. Rick nodded. Dental records matched. Its core. Leela exhaled like she'd been holding her breath for years. I wanted this, and I didn't. We'll bury her, I said. She deserves that. The funeral was small, quiet. Just a few folding chairs under gray skies. I held Leela's hand as she opened her mother's journal. She wrote this on the last page. Leela said, Her voice didn't shake. He's watching me. I think tonight is the night. Maya covered her mouth. Someone behind us started crying. Leela kept reading. If I disappear, know that I didn't run. I wouldn't leave my daughter. I blinked fast. The wind chilled my spine. Then I stepped forward. I never met Cor, but I slept next to the man who silenced her. Her silence became my prison. Her truth set me free. Leela squeezed my hand tighter. After. Back at my house, we sat in silence for hours. The air smelled like dirt and roses. You sure you're okay with me staying? Leela asked finally. I want you here. She nodded, her eyes red. I just don't know where else to go. You're home? I whispered. That night, the first call came. Is this the woman who married the killer? A voice said. You sleep okay? I hung up. The next day, another call. You knew? Don't pretend you didn't. Leela grabbed the phone and screamed. She didn't know anything, you coward. We unplugged the landline. The media showed up next. Reporters on the lawn, cameras flashing through windows. One man yelled, is it true you slept beside him while Cora's body rotted? I slammed the door. Don't watch the news, Maya warned. They're tearing you apart. I don't care what they say about me. I said, but Leela, she's stronger than she looks. So was I just didn't know it yet. 2 nights later, I was brushing my teeth when I heard glass shatter. Leela, I yelled out. We ran to the living room. A brick sat on the floor among the broken window pane. There was a note tied to it. Keep quiet, or you'll join her. Maya arrived minutes later, flashlight in hand. He still has people. You think he planned this? I asked. She nodded. He knew he'd get caught. He's still pulling strings. Leela grabbed the note. Cowards. All of them. We need cameras, Maya said, and maybe security. No, I said. We need to speak louder. Maya blinked. What? I'm done hiding. We bury Cor, but we don't bury the truth. What are you saying? Leela asked. I want to tell our story. The whole thing, on camera, if it keeps others safe. Yes, Maya crossed her arms. You're gonna be a target. I already am. Leela sat down slowly. If I do this, it's for her. I nodded. It's for both of you, Maya sighed. Then let's make sure they hear every damn word. That night I couldn't sleep. But it wasn't fear anymore. It was fury. For Cora, for Leela. And for the woman I used to be, the one who stayed silent too long. State your name for the record, the prosecutor said. I stood. Elena Wyatt. He raised an eyebrow. You were married to the defendant. Not anymore, I said. And that's not my name. Not really. He nodded. Let's begin. I looked across the courtroom. Leela sat straight, fists clenched in her lap. Rick nodded at me from the back. Maya mouthed, you've got this. I took a breath. We met 12 years ago. He said his name was Ethan. Did you ever suspect? No, not until this year. Not until I found the photo, the necklace, the girl on the phone who called him dad. The defense lawyer stood. You mean Leela, correct? Yes. He paced. You claim your husband Jacob Wyatt kept a second life from you. But isn't it possible you were simply angry when you found out? I was terrified. I shot back. There's a difference. He smirked. You're a woman scorned. I was a woman deceived. He turned to the jury. Isn't it true you didn't report anything until after you found remains? Yes. Because before that, I had questions. After that, I had answers. The prosecutor leaned forward. What did you find in the cabin? Bones, clothes, jewelry. A wedding ring with CW engraved. Cora Wyatt? I nodded. His first wife. Leela's mother. Leela took the stand next. Her voice didn't crack once. My mom disappeared. When I was 8, he told me she ran away. What did you believe? The prosecutor asked. I believed he made her disappear. The defense jumped up. Objection. That's speculation. She was my mother. Leela snapped. She would never leave me. Let's keep it civil. The judge warned. They found her journal. Leela continued. It ended mid-sentence. She wrote, he's watching me. I think tonight is the night. Silence. The prosecutor held it for just long enough. Then he turned to the jury. You've seen the evidence. You've read the journal. You've heard from the pie. He looked toward Jacob. You've seen the face of a man who changed names, changed wives, and left a body buried in his basement. Jacob didn't blink, didn't move, just stared straight ahead. The defense tried to recover. My client has no prior convictions. He was a respected husband, a business owner. He was a murderer, I said. The judge banged the gavel. You'll have your turn, ma'am. But I already had. The jury deliberated for 3 hours. Every tick of the clock scraped my nerves raw. Leela paced. Maya brought coffee. Rick didn't say much, just stood at the window, watching. They're taking too long, Leela muttered. Maybe that means they're being thorough, I said, though I didn't believe it. Then the bailiff returned. We have a verdict. We stood. The foreman cleared his throat. We, the jury, find the defendant Jacob Wyatt guilty on all counts. There was no gasp, no outcry, just stillness. I looked at him. His jaw didn't twitch. His fists didn't clench. But his eyes, they flickered. Not fear, not remorse, just emptiness. It hit me harder than anything else. He wasn't just a liar or a killer. He was a void in a suit. I sat down. My legs didn't trust the ground anymore. Leela leaned in. We did it. No, I whispered. We survived it. Outside the courtroom, reporters waited. I ignored them. I walked past flashing lights, past the questions, past the noise. And for the first time in years, I felt free. Miss or Mrs.? The clerk asked. Neither, I said. Just Elena. She paused. And your new last name? I handed her the form. It's my grandmother's. She raised me. She knew who I was before or anyone else dead. She nodded, stamped the paper, and smiled. Congratulations. I stepped out of the courthouse and exhaled. Not the shaky kind, the steady kind. The kind that fills your lungs after you've been underwater too long. Back home, Maya poured wine. So, L and a heart. I raised my glass. L and a heart. 2 endings. No, I said. 2 beginnings. She grinned. That too. 2 weeks later, I hit publish. The memoir was raw, ugly, even, but honest. Every word came from the place he tried to silence. The messages started pouring in. Your story gave me courage. I walked out because of you. I thought I was the only one. I stared at one message for a long time. You helped me leave my own monster. I forwarded it to Meyer. She called immediately. Are you crying? No, I sniffled. Yes. Shut up, say it. I helped someone. You did more than that, she said. You lit a match. Leela moved into her dorm 2 towns over. Every Friday at 4, we met at the same coffee shop. She always ordered matcher. I always got something new. You should call this our rebuilding hour. Maya joked once. I did. Leela brought sketches, sometimes mostly birds. Sometimes flames. Why birds? I asked once. Because they fly, she said, even when they shouldn't. Tonight, she noticed the new hardware store bag on my passenger seat. What's in there? Paint. She raised an eyebrow. What color? Red. Red for the front door. She tilted her head. Why red? I hesitated. I don't know. She smiled. Because you're still burning. But you survived. I looked at her, startled. She sipped her matcher. What? It's poetic. It's perfect, I said. Back home, I painted until the stars came out. The red was bold, loud, defiant when it dried. I stepped back and whispered, there, no more. Gray, later that night, I sat by the window, the one that used to be shattered. I touched the glass. It was cool now. Meyer texted, he can't reach you anymore. I typed back, he never really could. The memoir got picked up by a small publisher, then a big one. People started asking me for interviews. Not about him, but about healing, about truth. Leela came to one of the talks. Afterward, she hugged me and whispered, she would have loved this. I swallowed hard. You think so? She was quiet. But she was brave. Like you, I held her longer than I meant to. One afternoon, a girl approached me outside a bookstore. You're Elena Hart, right? I nodded. I just wanted to say, thanks. Your story saved me. My throat tightened. You saved yourself. I just wrote it down. She smiled. Still, Thank you. I watched her walk away and thought, maybe pain isn't wasted. Maybe it becomes like a home. I stared at the red door and finally smiled. Without guilt, I opened my laptop and typed the final sentence for the audiobook recording. I was married for 12 years to a lie, but the truth set me free, and this time, I finally know my own name.